Hello and welcome. It is 4:30 Eastern Time, and it's our last Sunday of 2020, the year that never ended, but it's finally going to end. I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood. For those of you who are just tuning in, I am an unpublished, pre-published fantasy writer, and I blog writing tips and writerly musings. And today I have with me Sako otherwise known as Voit.
Howdy Howlers, I am in fact Sako, also known as Voit. I write horror and I'm a witch and I'm a graphic designer and sometimes I combine those three things. So if you are looking to market yourself as an author or you're looking to be a witchy or witch, please drop by my channel. I would love to see you.
I'm also hungry. I'm putting sandwich in my face. I got home just in time to hop on because I was off delivering fudge to people. Partially because I always make fudge, and partially as an excuse to see people's faces in a socially distanced, acceptable way. So I see we have MM Ward, hello, and Lizzie and Jenny. Oh my goodness, awesome people.
Awesome people. People are awesome.
Seem like a dance.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have a
and Sarah.
Woo. Oh, but yeah. So we made it till the end of December. I have done nothing. Oh, wait, that's a lie. I wrote a short story for December.
Oh, cool. I had intention of doing that, but I might still yet.
I didn't have anything better for my blog, so I had it. It's not a feel-good Christmas story, but it is a Christmas story. So yeah, that's up on the blog. And the blog, it went up like Thursday, but
right on.
Yeah. So I don't usually share my stuff, and I drafted it the night before, so it's only, it's an early draft, but I liked it. I liked how it turned out. So
nice.
So yeah,
super nice.
Sarah says she didn't know what day it was. Nobody does.
It doesn't feel like a Sunday, I'll tell you that.
Nope.
I've basically been constantly on a call or on the air since like 10 this morning.
And you still hopped in with me?
Yes, I did.
I
had a half an hour between my last call and your stream, so I was like, I'm going to take this to eat.
Hey, you can eat on my stream.
It was fine.
If you show up to Morgan's feed and she says, no eating, I've been replaced.
Who are you and what have you done with Morgan?
Pretty much. Right? I knew it was the day for my video, but I couldn't remember if it was Saturday or Monday or I don't know. So I'm probably gonna go to my Trello board, and I do it quarterly. So I'm gonna move everything that I haven't done to the next quarter and add in the monthly and weekly stuff in there. And
cool.
So that's probably my project for this session, setting up to kick off a good next year.
Awesome.
I know so many people are doing this is what I did in 2020 wrap-ups, but I can't do the wrap-up till the end of the month because it's me. I might read 3 books between here and there,
Yeah.
MM says they woke up this morning thinking it was the 26th again. I mean, I do enjoy a time loop Christmas movie. So if there were any good ones that came out this year, let me know, because I didn't find any new ones. And I found one, but it was originally in, I don't know, Portuguese, and it was really cheesy and a little too slapstick comedy really for me. So I gave up about 10 minutes in. So not quite my humor level, or at least not what I was feeling. So one of the best parts about celebrating Christmas without too much other family is nobody complains if I'm binge watching holiday rom-coms and eating ham biscuits.
Yes. Still trying to figure out everything to put in the Clever Fox planner. Cool. It seems like so much busy work. Yeah. A lot of it is.
So that's why I do the online to-do list, is because stuff I don't get done can get transferred over. I can change the due date without having to scribble out like a whole page, and it more reminds me of all the things that I was going to do, and if I'm not going to do them, I should let someone know it's not going to get done.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hey, maybe I'll do that beta read I said I'd look at 6 months ago.
Oh, whoops.
Well, there was no, it was more of a, hey, can you look at this for my partner? I'd like him to get back into his writing, and this might be the impetus he needs.
So the deadline is nebulous.
Right. He knows I have it. He's open to me giving feedback. It wasn't done behind his back or anything, but it would be nice to get it off my plate so it's not just like sitting there.
Yeah.
So yeah. And the place I read slush for, I've been ignoring their notifications of new slush for about a month, maybe 2.
Oh, yeah.
So I should probably catch up on that sometime this week. But my day job is closed this week. It's one of the benefits for working for them is we get this whole week off without having to burn vacation, without knowing that, you know, our schedule is slipping or anything like that, because it's not. This week is off.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm pretty
enjoy the vacation, man.
Thanks. Yeah. Have you taken any intentional time off this year?
This week.
Okay, good. Good. Because I know when you're self-employed, it can be.
I try to take 2 weeks in the summer for Penzic.
Right.
And I'll take my birthday, which is in May.
Okay.
I take Halloween. And then I take this week.
Okay.
So quarterly.
Right.
I try to give myself like a week's worth of time or at least a week.
Yeah. Do you give yourself a middle of the week weekend sort of thing?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Like my birthday, for instance.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so like it'll start on a Wednesday and end on a Wednesday sort of situation.
Yeah. Do you give yourself a weekend though on a normal week?
I do. Okay.
What days?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay. Because you're always on my stream on Sunday, so I wasn't sure if it was an off day or not.
It's sort of it's the day where I work on anything I damn well please. So there's no such thing as like my free time. My free time, I am a product of toxic productivity. I certainly am. And I'm trying to work through that. But for now, I gain joy in working on whatever I want to work on. So I'm going to do that.
That makes sense. How is the book with BC coming?
Wonderfully. Tomorrow night, I go live and work on my half of the story. I don't know if she worked on it at all this week, but either way, it's fine.
Right. Okay.
We're coming up to the end of the book.
Nice. Y'all have made some really good time on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, pop into the comments. Sarah says she's off until the 4th, but has stuff to do on the 29th. She'll do that work, but the office isn't open. Okay. That's not too bad. And then Ward had a very productive December. Self-published 2 books I saw. Yes.
Wow.
Right. And November was an involuntary vacation because of the COVID headaches, squashed creativity. So just edited for November. Never call it just editing. Editing can take up so much of your life and can be so much, for me, requires more focus than writing. So, but
congratulations,
it's always
Award. Considering what you've been going through the past couple of months, like holy crap, mind blown.
Right? You are impressive, and I am in awe of of what you've done this year. I really am.
Holy quote. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
See, it's not just me.
Developmental stuff just takes the lion's share of my energy.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So, well, I'm going to eat this sandwich. So let's have a writing sprint.
Sounds great.
MM Ward says, I just love editing so much. Oh, wait, where's my sarcasm bullet?
Yeah.
So here we go. Okay, well, let's get ready and do this.
Holy crap.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, edit. Or whatever. Eat cookies. I mean, no obligation. No obligation. And we're back. Hello, I see people came in while we were off on our maybe not writing sprint. We've got a doc and a cat. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining. So Ward reassured me that all the Christmas candy and cake must be consumed before midnight on 12/31 or it turns into bad luck. So working on it now.
Oh.
Went and got some candy I got for the holiday. And my Nightbot reminded me to stretch, which, oh my God, I needed to do anyway. So
Indeed.
Doc followed my example and made a sandwich. I hope it was delicious. Mine was ham. So Sarah recorded some of this video and roasted her husband on it. Awesome. Kelly showed up late, but said howdy howlers. Hello and welcome. I think somebody's been watching Sako's videos. So, what did you get done?
Indeed. I started working on Amber's, laying out Amber's book.
Nice.
Because I'm a little over halfway done, and I'd like to get it done by January if I can, so that she has time to like go over it and she can ship it out, and
that makes sense.
all of that stuff. So I'd like to get it done within the next couple of days.
I opened my Trello. And I finished eating my sandwich, and I gave advice to somebody in one of my writing groups who had several beta readers, but one of the guys who read it said that he thought that the main character was too bossy. So I was like, why don't you ask one of the other readers? But I don't know if he can tell if he's being biased or not. So
bossy, huh?
Yeah. I'm like, that's one of those biases some people don't realize they have, that, you know, even if you ask him, would you feel the same if it was a male character? He's not going to acknowledge that he has the biases. If he does, and he might not, she might be over the top, but I've never heard that complaint about a male main character. I mean, well, maybe Tony Stark. So, let's see. Doc's sandwich is turkey.
Right on.
Delicious. My family always does ham biscuits for Christmas morning, and so my brother-in-law made a ham, and I went over for a mask to drop off an opening of gifts for about an hour, and he sent me home with mashed potatoes and ham and all sorts of things. So
Yum.
I've got enough ham for a week.
Cool.
So Kat said they got home less than an hour ago and is taking care of all my crap. Legit. Ward asked Sarah, do we get feline overlord FaceTime? I mean, it's one of Sarah's videos. Can she have a video that's not like Sims, that doesn't have cats?
I know, right?
Doc said, and closed Trello again. Well, I'm about to close out my fourth quarter 2020. So.
Actually, that's a good point. I should check out like what my quarterly stuff was.
So yeah, let's see what else we got in the comments here. Sarah reassured us that there was indeed silly kitty time. Hello cat, hashtag save the cat. Doc does not like ham for some reason, prefers bacon and sausage. Oh, we have an alley cat. Hello.
Hi, Ellie.
Got 91 words edited. I mean, I read paranormal romances about she-wolves. Bring them. Oh, you meant that euphemism. My bad. I
was Morgan?
I knew it was a euphemism, but I didn't think through exactly which euphemism it was.
Yeah. Funny.
Clearly, I need more chocolate.
Clearly.
So yeah, it's been a good month, I think.
I spent most of the month off. Well, that's a lie. I spent the last week off, which, like, basically from the 21st, like, rather the 22nd. The 22nd on, I just, like, pretty much shut down and did self-care, which was good.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I did the Vlogmas thing, but they were pretty short, and I kept up with my blog and vlog like normal. But other than that, it's been a pretty light month. But besides wrapping gifts and making cards for people and making fudge, and so yeah, but I'm really, really looking forward to this coming week. I am so relieved that I have it off from day job. Yeah. And now I invited my partner and his housemate over for New Year's Eve, and I haven't decided what to cook yet.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah. So I need to figure something out. Because I don't think the ham will still be good by then.
Probably not.
I mean, I could put half in the freezer, but yeah,
no.
Not recommended. So I'm thinking through, making plans. So leaning towards something slow cookery, so we don't need a precise food time.
Right.
So we will see. We made Ward laugh, probably because of my lovely adoration for werewolf romances.
She-wolves, but she-wolves are great.
Right? Doc says, obviously, chocolate is a necessity. We have a Kate Leons. Hello. Over from the Dawdling Writer Stream is editing. What grows cannot be splintered. Ooh, that sounds good.
So you can start posting it online next month.
Nice. Doc is wishing he'd taken the week off. Ward is, I think, oh, that's a candy bar. Okay. For a second, I thought it was like a beer, but the froth was the wrong color.
It is a candy bar.
Yeah, chocolate. Hello, we have Better Days Zellers here. So, Ward is making apple, ham, and split pea soup tomorrow. That sounds tasty. Devin is here. Hello and welcome from the snowy north. I'm assuming. I don't know what's happening up there.
Hi, Devin.
So, Dawdling Writer is here. Hello. Ward asks, if one is a she-wolf, is the B word actually an insult or just the fact? Well,
maybe a little of column A, a little of column B.
I was actually born in the year of the dog, and I am a female, so I figure it's my birthright.
Here.
Right?
I am also born of the dog. Year of the dog.
Oh, and we have the Shadows Lair here. Hello, Shadows Lair, and Megan McCarthy. So many people joining us. And Tessa, and wow, everybody came over here.
Holy crap.
And we have Kent. Hello. And Devin says lockdown is happening again. I'm sorry. It's probably happening here too.
I hope so.
Yeah. And then Word says Jules and Mags, hashtag SHU, Stream Hoppers United. Kent is cleaning up after a dog, so pretty much the same thing.
Oop.
Doc asks, lockdown stopped? Not that I know.
Or at least there would be another crackdown on it.
Yeah. So. Dawdling Writer is a Pisces rabbit. So much emotion and creativity. Not a whole lot of organization and structure.
Indeed. I don't know. Pisces have their moments.
Yeah. My cousin is a rabbit, and for Christmas, my mother sent her an ornament that's a bunny with little baby bunny in the belly.
Oh.
And she's of the year because she has a bun in the so yeah. It was super, super appropriate and very cute.
That is adorable.
Yeah. Allie is actually here being productive.
Reading books and editing.
Nice. Nice.
What?
I did read a book yesterday. I don't know if it was a cozy with, 2 magic cats.
Okay.
It was light and fluffy and just about the speed of where I was yesterday.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm a Taurus dog, so they don't get much more stubborn and loyal than that combination.
Virgo dog, if you want loyal and stubborn.
Well, perfectionist maybe.
Devin's another bunny. We've got Megan, who is a monkey. And M. Ward and her husband are both Capricorns and Earth roosters.
Wow.
I think, what am I? I think I'm a water dog.
I am a water dog as well. When is your birthday? Holy crap.
We're not the same year, though.
I thought we were.
Are we?
1982?
Oh, yeah. Okay, we are then.
Yeah. I am also a water dog. The only dog that craves change.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I'm definitely no change. Okay, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it now. How about now? Yeah.
I think about it until I'm ready, and then once I commit, you can't stop me.
Exactly. Precisely.
But I'm not diving in until I'm ready.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. So Alley Cat is a Libra and has no idea what animal she is.
What year were you born?
Yeah, we're just going off the Chinese zodiac for that.
Leo horse. Ooh. Talk about all like huff and pump and circumstance. Jeez.
Renee is welcome. I love new people. And is going to be outlining a romance series, book 1. Ooh. That's super fun because with book 1, you can start to figure out who of her or his friends you want for the next one and start trickling those in and see how wide you can spread it. Because, they've got to be secondary characters that the readers fall in love with, so they're eager for that next book. So Tessa doesn't know what they are. A Libra. Monkey comes to mind, but can't remember. M. Ward says water dogs no, I'm not going. Are we there yet?
Yeah, pretty much.
So Doc says pageantry.
Yeah, pageantry, yes.
Kelly is a Pisces rat. Oh my.
So is my mother.
Okay.
Secret of little bastards.
And Shadow's Lair is a Capricorn tiger. Oh, nice. My mother is a Leo dragon.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What a force to be reckoned with. Lord Almighty. Holy cow. Growing up with a Leo dragon, how even? Jeez.
She rules. She rules the house.
Yeah.
What she says goes.
What she says goes.
So yeah.
My word is law.
Right. I bet you can guess what my sister is.
Smart ass.
For those of you who are new, I'm an identical twin. So
yeah.
I got to see the nursery on Christmas when I was over for like 1 hour for the masked careful unwrapping.
Right.
I got a tour of the new nursery because they had an oversized master, so they just trimmed off one end and put all the crib and stuff in it. And so
nice.
I gave furniture to that house. My sister got like a shelf thing for the kid, and my niece got a shelf. She'd been cleaning out her room so she'd have space for more gifts, and really wishing aloud that she had another shelf. So Aunt Morgan made it happen. So let's see. Emma Ward says temper and tornado.
Temper or tornado.
Yeah. Tessa double checked is a Libran monkey.
Right on.
Doc says that the Leo dragon is the storm.
Storm and glory. Yeah. I know the negative points and the positive points quite well.
Is your mom in Florida right now or up your way?
Mm-hmm. In Florida.
Okay. Are they quarantining down there or? Okay.
Yep. They go to the store and stuff like that, but with masks and hand sanitizer and all of that jazz.
Yeah. Alley Cat says their family and is also watching the first Transformers movie. And MM Ward asked if I'm excited for Aunt Hood 2.0. 100% so there for it. Very excited. My sister is it's a very good thing my sister's excited about getting baby stuff because that's most of what she got for Christmas.
Yeah.
And,
Kent, you smart ass, jeez.
Kent says he's a Gemini at least half the time. My ex is a Gemini. I can't remember.
Is he really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's June.
That actually explains a lot.
Yeah. So, but he and his partner went Facebook official last week.
Yes, they did.
I'm so excited for them. I'm gonna drop off some fudge and congratulate him.
Cool.
And any of I made 5 types of fudge. Any of the extras can just go to his workplace because he works at the assisted living facility.
Yeah.
So between the patients and the staff, I'm sure it'll all get eaten. I've got the dairy free, I've got the gluten free, I've got the regular, I've got the peanut butter, I've got the mint.
Right on.
And of course the classic.
The classic.
So, yeah. If anybody ever wants to make Morgan style fudge, I can just pop the recipe. I don't mind sharing. It makes about 2 pounds of fudge or about 3 full-size loaf pans or 5 mini loaf pans per batch. 4.5 cups of sugar, 1 can of evaporated milk, stir, then bring it to a boil and simmer for 9 minutes. Pour over 18 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate, more salt, 2 sticks of butter, and 3 tablespoons of vanilla. And there's a pinch of salt in there somewhere. You're probably okay if you've got the salted butter, but it never hurts to add a little more salt to chocolate things anyway.
Yeah.
So, and for the Reese's fudge, what I did was I did half the peanut butter chips and half chocolate. So,
But I've already put it in the grocery order.
Is that my fault? Maybe you can make it for New Year's. Kick off your New Year with fudge. And give some away to the neighbors. It's a bit much. It's very sweet. I've taken it into work and been horrified. You eat like a spoonful at a time, but I have seen people cut out like brownie-sized portions. And I'm like, oh my God, you're going to have a sugar coma in about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. It's pretty intense stuff. It's on the softer side of fudges, but the dairy one just doesn't set up. I think the non-dairy one is more of a dipper than really anything else.
Oh, I follow.
So, but at least I went with y'all recommended different types of vegan butter last time, and I tried out one, and it didn't have any oil or anything on top. It was just a little more liquid when it finished.
Oh.
It's solidified, but it just kind of shifts if you pick it up a little.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's not as solid. So I'm debating if I should try it again with half the butter. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Not butter, but yeah.
Not butter, yeah.
It was very smooth, and it didn't separate into different layers, so I was pretty pleased. Nice. I've had worse attempts. So, but I love my best friend, and I try really hard to make something she can share.
Yeah.
And I usually drop off a normal one for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So that way she doesn't have to share if she doesn't want to.
If she doesn't want to.
Yep. So, well, is it time for another cookie break or whatever we feel like doing?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let me reset this timer and we'll get started. Doc says, let's see. First, Renee said it sounds delicious, but I have a diabetic son, so maybe for a party. Yeah. And then Voit says you have to, but the butter is in with the chocolate. It's not on the stove. So does that affect how long I need to cook the sugar? I'm cooking it with coconut milk instead of the evaporated milk. Doc says he's never made fudge before. My big tip is to stir it all together, or stir the sugar and the milk together before you turn on the stove, because you don't want burnt sugar. And I was having a little trouble this year with my gas stove runs a little hotter than I'm used to, so I had to do it closer to medium instead of medium high to bring it to the boil before I started simmering. So, and I try not to stir it together in a glass bowl, because glass is cold and it chills it too quickly, so you end up with lumpy fudge. It's still made out of fudge. It still tastes fine. It's just the consistency is a little different.
Yeah.
And I like to use a wooden spoon, which I don't do for the allergen ones, but the wooden spoon has more heft to it when you're stirring the chocolate and the sugar mixture, where some of the plastic ones start to bend a little from the heat of the molten sugar. So yeah. So those are my tips if you try it out yourself. Yeah. Anyway, we're not making fudge, we're chillaxing in 3, 2, 1, whatever you want to do. And we're back. So I learned on Trello I can move a whole list, but I can't move the items on the list to a different board.
Ah, lame.
Like you can move all the items in the list to like done or whatever.
Mhm.
You can also move the entire backlog column to a different board, but you can't leave the column and move the items. It's a little weird, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
The entire backlog and to-do list has been moved.
Okay, good.
And the waiting on people that got moved.
Oh,
Pretty close to done. Yay!
yay!
I just need to add my monthly regular stuff that repeats and sort out a schedule for all of these author spotlights. So yeah. So how was your sprint?
I am tired of converting things to italics.
Isn't there a shortcut like Control I?
Control F, and convert it, but I have to go line by line through an entire book for italics.
Would you like to borrow my flamethrower?
Much appreciated, but I'll pass for this time.
Okay.
This time.
Okay. You know it's there for you.
Mm.
So let's pop over to the comments. Let's see. So Sarah let us know that every 3 to 4 years, she decides she likes fudge, eats one piece, and remembers she does not like fudge.
Ditto.
M. Ward says if I boil down my sugar a little more, it'll be harder. But she gives me temperatures. My fudge is not that fussy. Although maybe the dairy-free one is. So Devin is now thinking about A Christmas Story.
Oh, fudge.
Yep. And Ward makes the type of fudge where you add stuff to the bowl rather than you pour the molten sugar mixture over the butter to melt it and stir it in off the stove, which is how I do it. And I know plenty of people who make fudge with marshmallow fluff, but that's not my fudge. Mine is different. Ward would like Devin to note that he's going to put his eye out.
You'll put your eye out.
And Doc used to make hardtack candy when he was a kid. They'd make a bunch of, whoop, oh, it jumped. Where'd it go? Ah, there we go. Different colors and flavors, and Mom would make the icing with powdered sugar with bits of candy in it. Ooh, schmancy. Tessa is editing the novel they just finished writing. It's their first novel. Nice. Go you. That is a hard stat, finishing that first one. Or that second one. Finishing novels is hard.
Finishing novels is hard, period.
So, says they made hard candy using metal cookie cutters so they could look like stained glass windows. I've seen that done. I've never tried it, but it looks pretty straightforward. If you put it on wax paper and just melt it and stuff. Doc says, congrats on that first draft. Welcome to the world of editing where the magic really happens.
Yes, magic.
Yeah. Elbow grease and a little bit of maybe a little OC-ness. Ward got 162 words written. Nicely done.
Nice.
Kate got through a few 100 words of editing on chapter 7 and is getting ready to post next month. Sorry, that was my post next month dance, apparently. So, Doc says they cut the pieces apart with scissors while they were still soft. Ooh. Shadow's Lair went to get food. Highly recommended. Tessa says editing is a blast. It usually is, at least for the first 3 weeks.
Provided there's no developmental stuff that you need to do.
I find often when I think I have a lot of developmental stuff, it can be fixed easier than it sounds like. But you have to figure out how to fix it first.
Yeah.
It's just Alley
outline.
Right? Alley Cat got 65 words and cheese and crackers and didn't share any with me.
But you were talking about fudge.
I was. I fudge in my house. Okay. Alley Cat loves fudge with or without marshmallows. Emma Ward says the end is writerly speak for now the hard stuff starts.
Yeah.
How did your horror panel go?
Wonderful. I think it went quite well, and I think the replay factor is pretty high.
That's always nice. So, Tessa says, there are lots of issues I found. This is not going easy. Yeah, for most of us, it does not. There are those special gifted individuals where their drafts are near perfect and then they just polish it up. But I am not one of those.
I am not one of those.
Alley Cat would give me some cheese and crackers if they could. Thank you. I appreciate it. I might actually have some in my house, so I guess I shouldn't whine too much. I should move this chocolate away from me, though.
Otherwise, you will continue to eat it.
I have this lovely hand-to-mouth problem. So, the struggle is real. So, this is the end of 2020. 2020 did not look like anyone ever suspected.
Nope. I think social norms have changed drastically.
Yeah.
And I think 2021 is going to be interesting even when the pandemic is over.
There's also the fact of it's going to take a while for everyone to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
And
even after you're vaccinated, you still need to be, quarantined for 2 weeks. And even after that, you got to stay home because they got to flatten the curve. And
and there's also the fact that, just because your friends have been vaccinated doesn't mean you have, and vice versa. And so I really hope that people are cautious with getting back together rather than jumping in the second they had the first vaccine or whatever nonsense.
Yeah.
But I am really, really encouraged that people on my friends list the day after the vaccine was approved for the States, working in healthcare, were like, and I'm scheduled for 3 days from now. I know personally 6 people who work in healthcare who have already gotten the first vaccine.
Yep.
So seeing it go from a theoretical to something available in my actual county, not just at the fancy schmancy places, was really, really encouraging. So even if work from home with no pre-existing conditions means I'm pretty far down the list.
2020 was a repeat of 1920. Yeah, I hope 2021 isn't a repeat of 1921.
Wasn't it the stock crash?
That was the stock crash, yeah.
And the locust swarm, although I hear next year is the big cicada year.
Probably.
Doc says it was a gallstone of a year.
It was a gallstone, yeah. I don't know. This year was relatively good to me. I almost died, but I mean, like the highs were really high. Like low point, I lost my job. High point, like I got picked up by a better situation. Like it was. It was a year full of abundance.
Yeah.
For me,
Mine was the virtual version of everything that I was supposed to do anyway. And my job didn't even blink going to work from home, because the week before we got the order, I worked from home because I'd been sick with a cold.
Right.
So they're really stir crazy.
Stir crazy. Yeah.
Tired of being patient. Yes.
Yeah.
I found myself yelling at my mother, and only 80% of it was because I was mad at her, and 20% of it was because I had a legitimate thing that I could finally get some of this frustration out. So it's been a year. It definitely has. I'm not sorry to see it leave. I'm hopeful for next year, and hoping that the vaccine kicks in.
I hope it'll be available to us by the summer.
Yeah. I'm not making any plans, but if they happen, I will be thrilled. So I might try and do more outdoor stuff as a tiptoe back towards normalcy.
Yeah.
As the weather permits. But
yeah.
So it really, we lucked out here in Virginia when the pandemic started, was during a very mild March, and then the spring was quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so
that was part of the problem, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Because people were like, oh, it's so nice, let's be outside.
And that's okay if you're in an isolated area, but not if you're shoulder to shoulder to shoulder with everybody else. In my neighborhood, if I took a walk, I could be on the opposite side of the street than anybody else on the street.
Yeah.
But I know that there are a lot of communities where walking on the side of the street isn't safe in the first place.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like in 22191, they're slowly putting in sidewalks. Very slowly.
Yeah.
And then they stop in weird places.
There's a section of my neighborhood that has no sidewalk, and I hear that's because they didn't want people, non-residents, walking through their side of the neighborhood because they're this fancier side of the neighborhood.
I'm sorry, what?
Kid you not.
That's like saying that was like the whole thing with the Silver Line.
Yep.
Where it was like, we don't want Marylanders to come to Virginia and like sully up our neighborhoods. Yeah. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
we don't want people who aren't rich enough to afford cars to be able to access these areas.
Yeah.
That was their filter, because they don't want those sorts of people going to their mall.
Yeah, but walking is healthy for you.
Yeah.
They just shot themselves in the foot. Like,
pretty much. Doc wants to know if you're tired.
I am quite tired.
Tired in general, tired of 2020, tired.
Yes. I could use a nap.
So this year, for the first time since I can't remember when, I did not nap on Christmas Day.
Oh.
Right?
I didn't either. I didn't get the chance.
I usually do. I did get 10 and a half hours that night after I did go to bed.
About me, yeah. I about did too.
Oh, goodness.
It was a busy day for me.
Yeah. So Tessa says they're still watching the horror video.
Cool.
And Kelly says, that's the kind of thinking that has sent me to war with my entire community. That's pretty stressy. Blames it on isolationism and the segregationist attitude. Cobb County life. I'm sorry, hon.
Yeah.
So Ward says Colorado Springs lost a lawsuit with Americans with disability and now have to put sidewalks along all city streets and all neighborhoods. Good.
About damn time.
Yeah, it really is. They don't want those people walking in neighborhoods, and the richer you are, the more likely your exercise is going to be at a fitness place where you go to be seen rather than walking around your own block. So Sarah says she's trying not to nap while on break because I F up my entire sleep schedule that way. I hear that.
It is part of my sleep schedule is sleeping during the day, and then like anywhere between 1 to 3 hours. And then I get my 8 hours at night.
Yeah. I wasn't going to take Christmas Eve off. And then the Christmas Adam, I found myself taking a 90-minute nap in the afternoon. I'm like, I need more time to prep for the holiday.
Yeah.
I think next year I'll try to remember just take from solstice off.
Yeah, just solstice, like
onward. Yeah.
Onward.
Yeah. Especially if it overlaps with a weekend,
Yeah.
Devin doesn't believe in sleep schedules. Or doesn't have one. I don't know if that means he doesn't believe in them. Sarah says she already has a day job that I'm too tempted to pretend doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I have those days. I had to work an extra 90 minutes to make up for that 90-minute nap in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
But I went to stretch out because my back was cranky, and I laid down for just a minute or two to stretch out.
And one thing led to another. You wake up an hour and a half later.
But at least I'm one of those people who, when I do nap, I wake up feeling rested and not groggy all day. As long as I wake up naturally. If somebody else wakes me, it could be a little touch and go. So yeah.
Such is life.
It is. So I did not get the progress I wanted to this year, but I've done a lot more than I expected to do in very different ways than expected. So, because
it was an unexpected year in general.
Yeah. I mean, every year is relatively unexpected, but this was a whole new category of its own.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
Everything was unexpected.
Right.
God damn.
Yeah. So in the comments, let us know. Despite 2020 not going to plans, were there any bright spots that you're glad happened?
Yeah.
I want to hear about your bright spots, people.
What were your bright spots like?
I finished around edits on my middle grade. I came up with a new story plot world for Nano that I didn't know I had in me.
Cool.
It's not done yet, but I'm excited about it. And I got back into the query trenches and finally finished my edit of manuscript number 1. So, because I had gotten a mentor who unfortunately was working a little slower than I was hoping, and our revision took over a year. So I managed to get that wrapped up though and get it back into the query trenches. Although I haven't queried very widely, and I've just gotten form rejections, and I'm trying to decide if it's the story, the query, or the timing.
Oh, I follow.
So it's making me hesitant to widely query if people are hesitant on picking up stuff this year. So yeah. I'm going to feel out the markets and whatever. So pop into the comments. Devin says history books about 2020 are going to be enormous. Seriously. Go John! Sold 3 space opera books to a quote unquote real publisher. That was kind of cool. Yes.
Nice.
Pat yourself on the back. That's awesome. Let us know when they come out. I'm excited for 2020. Doc finally finished the first draft of The Kindred of Kali, and now just has to edit it. I feel you, man. Feel you. The Shadow's Lair participated in Nano for the first time in the 8 years since they found out about it and graduated college. Oh my goodness. That is some good stuff. Awesome. Congrats. Tessa finished their first novel and has a sequel percolating in their mind. Is a pantser, so no outline. I love stories percolating. That is my word for like when I'm thinking about a story and trying to get the pieces together to get started.
Percolating, yeah.
So I know Sarah's having a really rough year and is struggling to find the positive.
Yeah.
You have some quality friends?
Wince. Yeah, you've had a rough year, Sarah.
MM Ward said yay for John. John says no release date yet, but Facebook will have a date once he has it as well. Devin joined the AuthorTube community in 2020, and no one's even tried to kick him out yet.
Ditto. Yeah.
I'm not new, but I actually got a little more active than actually showing up to Sarah's stream.
Mm-hmm.
So, Sarah says I do have some really good friends. So,
yay.
Yay.
Yeah, I like released a book and I switched jobs after 8 years.
Wow.
8 years at one job, and then I basically switched.
Yeah.
I got let go of one, and then 2 months later I had a new job.
Because you were at Guild?
Thanks to Instagram, because they saw my stuff on Instagram and were like, we need you in our aesthetic.
Yay!
And I was like, cool.
That's
so
awesome.
it's all stuff I would be doing for myself anyway, so might as well slap a publisher name on it. And I mean, and it's nice to work in a team again, you know. It feels less like I'm doing everything myself.
Yeah, I can see that. Devin says that everyone loves Sarah because everyone loves Sarah.
Because everyone loves Sarah.
Right. For MM Ward, 2020 was good. They got their new house. Their middle daughter graduates salutatorian and went into the Navy. The eldest graduated college, and the youngest made honors list. Published 4 books, 3 by themselves and 1 traditional. Ooh, nice. Wow.
Nice.
I knew about the 2 latest. How did I miss that the other 2 were this year? I knew you'd had stuff out, but I missed when they dropped. Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Sarah says, don't tempt anyone to say that not everyone loves Sarah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Alley Cat just realized what we were doing. Finished a 4th semester of college and finished a first draft during last Nano in less than 2 weeks. Woof. Are you an outliner?
Excuse me.
Fastest Alley Cat's ever finished a first draft. It's super impressive. I mean, like, go you. Tessa was a member of AuthorTube for 2.5 years and decided to do their own channel about 6 months ago, and now streams all the time. I hear you. I started this in August, I think.
Somewhere.
Did you? Yeah.
I started in April.
Okay. Yeah. I started the live stream.
I did my AuthorTube like introduction, my newbie tag, like 2 years ago, I think 3 years ago, something like that. But I didn't actually become like super active in the community until April.
Yeah, I think I dropped my newbie tag in like May, June of 19.
Mm-hmm.
After, I've been writing vlogs or my blog in video format for like 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
That's very different from being mostly it was me shouting into the void.
Yeah, right.
107, cool. Alley Cat finished college 3 weeks ago, but still also passed a class. They thought they were going to fail, but didn't. That's always such a relief. Such a relief. John is unfamiliar with AuthorTube. Yes, AuthorTube is basically authors who are on YouTube. A lot of them do live stream write-in events, or they just live stream themselves, or they answer questions or tags of other people. Yeah. There's a lot of different ones, but it's basically the author-specific corner of like BookTube almost, if you're familiar with BookTube. We're very niche, a little insular, but we're here, and we are actually a thing. So
yeah, Eva, yeah, we're just talking about the bright spots of 2020.
Yes. Hello, Eva. Thank you for coming. Let's see. Very nice for Ward. Kelly is retooling himself, but it's been rough. Sarah says we're a pretty small community. We're kind of easy to miss if you blink.
Yeah.
So, Alley Cat said we got a bunch of books this year, or they got a bunch of books. I didn't, for themselves and from Christmas. That's awesome. Nightbot says if you are enjoying yourself, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get a notification when I'm streaming again. Ward says we love Sarah.
Compliment bondage.
Kat says they've done stuff this year I didn't expect to do, like, ever, like the live streams and things. Yeah. The first couple live streams, like, I saw that AuthorTube were doing were just people sitting there, more like ASMR stuff than actually talking with other people, where you just sit there and watch people write, like you're looking over their shoulder. And I get, for some people, that's kind of like being in the office with somebody else kind of vibe. But I was like, that seems like the most boring thing ever. Why would I ever want to watch that? But then I came across the live streams with a couple people chatting and then sprinting in between. And that was a lot more
my speed. Yeah.
I guess it depends where you fall on the introvert, extrovert, ambivert scale.
Yeah.
And how the day is going. And how isolated you are in your day-to-day in the first place. So I think people with 4 kids at home and their parents and everybody else might be less up for live streaming than, you know, people living solo.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
Sarah started her live stream on Weird Al's birthday like a real fangirl. Quality stuff. Ward started their channel in June. Nightbot reminded me that my water cup is totally empty.
Yeah, mine too.
So, Alley Cat is not an outliner, figures out as they go, a prancer or whatever you want to call it. Usually it's a pantser because they write by the seat of their pants. I did a lot more of that this nano than I'm used to, and the amount of rewriting I'm going to have to do shows. So, Alley Cat says that the 11 or 13-day draft was a huge accomplishment. It was a short story, but what else? Sarah started her stream back in 2016 or something for Rick's birthday. Right now we're talking about 2020 accomplishments, bright spots in a rough year. So Devin said going to Weird Al concert with Sarah is on their bucket list.
Hell yeah.
Legit. Alley Cat meant to say I finished that semester 3 weeks ago. Still doing college. Yeah. Eva lost a bunch of weight. Closest to positive thing. If it was intentional, congrats. Awesome. I'm really excited for you because I've gained and lost the same 10 pounds. Well, 5 pounds, 5 times.
I gained so much weight this year. I gained so much weight this year.
I gained and then re-lost and then gained. So I've been circling the same like 5 pounds all year.
That's healthy. That's fine.
So, Eva says, since it's like shooting dead fish in a barrel to complain about 2020, right? Yeah. Sarah says, hidden Weird Al with her, just say when and where. Sarah says, looking at Twitter, I'm real happy I was unaware of super gonorrhea. I saw one meme about it, but I didn't know it was a thing, and I'm not gonna ask because I'm in a,
What a nightmare.
Yeah. Shadow Lair says they're an introvert but loves the sprints and streams and being able to interact with other writers. Yeah. Knowing that you're not alone has its benefits, definitely.
It is that like office kind of mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eva says not intentional, but I gave up a lot of convenience foods. I can see that. Yeah. Especially if you're like me and hitting the grocery store once every 6 weeks. I've done a lot more cooking this year. I don't know that I would say I've baked bread, but
yeah.
Tessa says they've lost a lot of weight, but it's due to a severe case of colitis, which resulted in hospitalization and can't eat a lot of foods from it. Eesh, that's not so good.
That's not great.
Yeah, no, not at all. That's where I saw the thing. You shared that, and that's the only reason I've even heard about super gonorrhea. Emma Ward says the funniest thing I saw was asking if super gonorrhea was part of DC or Marvel. So I prefer people who lose weight to do it intentionally and on purpose and in a healthy way. So colitis is not fun. Delegate it to your favorite politician and have them enjoy it instead.
Yeah.
So, well, I think we can squeeze one more sprint in.
Sounds great to me.
So, let's just pop back into the comments real quick and then we'll hop over. Eva said lots more baking, no bread for either of them, and has journaled a lot more consistently, picked a pen name, and set up the paperwork for their LLC to publish. Nice. We're not complaining. We just don't need to talk about how there's nothing to publish yet.
Hey, baby steps, man.
Right? Shadow's Lair, writing sprints also inspired my kids to write. My son started a novel. I gained weight, but I'm sure why, but that's how it is with thyroid disorders. Yeah. In the middle of the pandemic, I got my thyroid meds upped and I lost like 5 pounds in like 3 weeks. And then they came back once my body adjusted to the new level of meds.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I finally found the cocktail that works.
Yay! Awesome.
Kind of by accident, but with, like, great. There was a clerical error in my meds, and it just so happened that it worked out.
Wow. That's awesome.
So, on one hand, I could have OD'd. I could have had a terrible reaction, but it just happened. Like my next day is great.
Yeah. So, and then Ward, we share your thoughts that Tessa Dean, we're glad you got home from the hospital without catching anything.
Yeah, no kidding.
And Tessa says they were worried about that. My daughter wasn't allowed to come in to get me, so she was happy. She didn't want to step foot in there. Yeah. It's pretty scary right now.
Happy.
Right? So, okay, let's do this sprint thing or grab some cookies or, whatever you feel like doing.
Sounds great.
Or something stronger, whatever, So, in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Tessa hopped out because they've got their own stream starting in 4 minutes. But and Doc managed to get his groceries while we were gone. So, how was your sprint? You're on mute.
Productive.
Good. I finished what I intended to do. I've got my first quarter planned.
Good.
Which is not surprising, which is finish the novel I started. And I'm giving myself 3 months to write the rest of it. Well, maybe 4. Actually, no, I have write 10K in January, write 10K in February, write 10K in March, 10K in April, and then finish. If I do more than 10K a month, yay.
Hooray.
But since huge chunks of it are going to have to be thrown away anyway,
right.
I don't know where the actual story starts. So we'll see. We'll see. Yes, finish the novel is on my list, but that's somewhere in the first quarter to first half of next year. But I definitely do need to add 1 or 2 things, like query 5 times a month and get some short stories back in the query trenches.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I will just have to think about which months are going to be down months for me, because I do need months where I'm reading less than writing.
Mm-hmm.
So Doc says, finish the novel.
Working on it.
Right. The Shadow Lair learned another character's name means watchful. As the current emperor of the place I am writing this, it fits him as a name. I love when that happens. That's always encouraging. So, do you know what you're starting off 2021 with?
As far as what my quarter 1 looks like, I am working on a couple of visual development things where I'm doing illustrations for children's books, and then I'm working on my my project from last year, which ended up I started, but I never got to finish it. It ended up on a back burner. So I would like it to come off the back burner and actually get done.
I hear that. So let's see. Doc loves it when names come together. Voit is carrying the 2020 resolution to finish my open series forward into 2021 with only 3 left. Nice. You are impressive. Impressive. Alley Cat got another 111 words while still watching Transformers with the family, and the dog is there, and they let the dog join them today, so that's awesome. I can't do TV as background. I'm way too distractible, but I know it works for a lot of people. So Doc is going to be working on the edits of the Kindred of Kali, and Ward fed a baby goat that sprint. Is it bottle fed? Aw, so cute. My friends who do goats try and aim their babies to be born in March.
Mm-hmm.
So just because that way they have fewer cold mornings with being on baby watch. So awesome.
Insane. Yes. There's that as well.
Right. So for this last week of December, or last couple days, I'm probably going to be reading some books off my to-read shelf. Is anybody else doing some reading this month, or?
I should be. I have a couple of books that are cracked, basically, but I haven't read past the first or second chapter. And that's always the slog for me, is the first chapter. If I can make it past the first chapter, I can generally appreciate the book. But because a lot of authors just can't capture the first chapter.
Yeah, I hear that. I got a book, and I want to ask people about it. So, for the holiday, I was gifted this book.
Tryer's English.
Yes, which I hadn't run into before, but it's by the copy chief of Random House, and it says that it's smart and funny. So it sounds like there's a lot of humor in it too.
It sounds like.
And someone said it's supposed to replace Strunk and White. Right. Farewell, Strunk and White, Benjamin Dreyer's brilliant, pithy, incandescently intelligent book, is to contemporary writing what Geoffrey Chaucer's poetry was to medieval England. A gift that broadens and deepens the art and the science of literature by illustrating that convention should not stand in the way of creativity, so long as that creativity is expressed with clarity and with conviction.
That's a hell of a statement.
Right? Oh my goodness. And that's by John Meacham.
So, well then.
So yeah, I am intrigued. But that was the only book. That was the only book I got for the holidays.
I don't write my last chapter first, but I do write my first chapter last.
Okay.
Because I like having a summary of the plot, in my first chapter.
Yeah. And that's definitely a stylistic thing. Not all books do it, but the ones where it comes full circle are very satisfying often.
Yeah.
So, hopping back to the comments, MM Ward says March is when they get more snow. We're starting to melt by then.
Well, I don't know. We've gotten some blizzards in March and April. That, what was that? It's like 2018 when the cherry blossom festival was supposed to happen, and it was snowing.
Oh yeah. I remember growing up taking my bike in short sleeves to my grandma's house over the holiday break to grab some extra egg trays, and then it snowing over Easter break. So yeah. Doc says he probably should be reading something, but probably won't before the end of the year. Kelly had a couple books come in to add to his to-read pile. Doc has joined a few other people in the rewatch of the Marvel Comic Universe timeline instead. Alley Cat has been reading as much as they could this year. I've been putting in some decent. I was trying to get all my books to fit on my to-read shelf, and then I visited my mother, and she sent me back with 2 bags full.
Oh.
Piled pretty high right now.
Damn.
Right? And Alley Cat's trying to read as much as possible this month, too, before next year. Yeah. Doc heard an interview with Dreyer on a podcast and thought it sounded like a really good reference. So that's promising. And now we're circled back to MM Ward's Write the Last Chapter First and the First Chapter Last, Chaos Writers of 2020.
Yeah.
I can't do my last chapter first.
I can't either.
Too much changes between the initial notion and how it's usually, if you squint and look at it sideways, where I thought I was going, but the details are so different that it's not worth it for me.
It's just how I wrap everything up.
Yeah.
It's because I think of the threads first, and then I'll figure out how to end them, and then I'll figure out how to start them.
Right. That makes sense.
I start with the middle, and then I kind of flush it out at the edges.
Cool. So, well, we are at 6:36. And I know if anybody was interested in some sprinting, that Tessa was going to be doing that. Let me try and pop her YouTube channel if people are looking for her. So, because she subscribed to me, so I could find her. Finding a new person on a subscribe list can be challenging. So challenging.
I actually started culling people off of my list because I had like 700 some odd subscriptions.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is totally ridiculous.
Well, I only turned on the notification bell for like you and Sarah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Because y'all are the ones whose sprints I usually join in on. And
yeah.
You know, people who do it in the middle of the workday or on date night are not. I mean, while I love y'all dearly, I only have certain times that I'm consistently available.
Yeah.
So, and I try not to let the writing take over my entire life and set some time aside there. So, Doc enjoys the tangles in the middle.
Yeah. That are interesting. Yeah, I agree.
So, well, thank you all for joining me and helping me wrap up the end of 2020. No more Sundays. We've got, what, 4 days left?
4 days, yeah.
So Doc needs to figure out how to get YouTube to stop. That's in the settings. You should be able to just find the setting and say, don't send me suggestions.
Yeah.
I mean, at least not as notifications. It'll still show up in your feed, but so anyway, have a good end of your year, celebrate it, or, you know, set everything on fire to, you know, memorialize it in whatever fashion you find appropriate. And I'll be back again next week. So thanks for joining us, Alley Cat. I'm glad you had fun. Be blessed, and you too, MM Ward. So y'all are awesome and definitely helped make my 2020 less isolating and less screaming into the void. So thank you all. Bye-bye.